Guys, what's up? Welcome to the Lavender Project. I'm Tony Sauger, and I'm sorry I haven't been making videos in the last 2 days. I'm gonna hopefully try to do 2 or 3 today, and just gonna tell you guys on September 3rd we got a pretty good bunch of popularity on those 4 new videos I rapped out to you. Good views, good likes, and good comments, especially on that Mr. Meaty video. We got like 27 comments in the first day, so new record. Anyways, guys, today before I start the video, I want to say happy belated birthday to the Lavender Project's YouTube. On September 4th, it turned 1 year old, so you guys can say happy belated birthday, I guess, if you want. We're not going to really celebrate it until September 12th, when it is TLP's 5th anniversary, since we actually started. Anyways, guys, without further ado, let's get to, the freaking video. So guys, today, if you guys noticed the title of this video, it's called Linkin. Now, this is something, it's actually kind of a follow-up video technically, since Martin already kind of wrapped off a couple things to you guys, but he didn't get the whole picture, and he also doesn't know all the facts. So I'm gonna do this video and see what you guys see what you guys think. Now, when I watched Martin's video, I was like, holy shit, this is a really good video. I was like, wow, I can't believe he actually found all these facts and stuff, but, you know, I ended up finding a lot more. So, I'm just gonna talk to you guys about the similarities and also now the differences between President Abraham Lincoln and President John F. Kennedy. Now, there's been basically the myth is that there's a lot of similarities that have been found, and they've been listed ever since JFK was assassinated in 1963. Ever since then, people have been making this list, compiling shit. They think either it's a conspiracy, or it's something with the paranormal, or some crap. So I'm gonna read that list to you guys and talk a little bit about the similarities, apart from the facts. So, let's get started with this list. If you guys really haven't heard of this, well, you guys will be probably shocked by, what I read, basically. So, I'm actually on Snopes.com right now, and I actually found a post that has basically the complete list from what I can think of my own knowledge. I'm pretty sure it's the complete list. You guys just tell me what you think, so I'll read this off right now. Alright. So, first fact. Now, these are all apparently facts, but, you know, they're not really, and you'll see in a minute why. Alright, number 1. Abraham Lincoln was elected to Congress in 1846. Now, weirdly enough, John F. Kennedy was elected to Congress in 1946. That is pure coincidence. You know, there's not much to really talk about that. It's just the simple fact that they were both elected to Congress, and it was both 100 years apart in the year 46. So, let's move on to the second one. Abraham Lincoln was elected president in 1860. John F. Kennedy was elected president in 1960. So, now, that's kind of a similar coincidence to the first one. But, you know, now here's the facts. It's simple to think that, you know, every term, whether you're in a term for 4 years or 8 years, a 4 is basically an increment that eventually leads up to a 100. 25 4s is 100. Or like 12 and a half 8s, I don't know how that works, is 100. So either way, no matter how long your term is, even 12, like for instance, President Roosevelt, he had 12 years in office, he had 3 terms. So even that, it'd still add up to 100. So, you know, it's not any real thing at all that they'd be 100 years apart. Of course, that would just happen because, you know, it's an even year. 60 is an even year. And then it'd be 64, 68, 72, blah, 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 all the way to 1960. So, there's nothing really to talk about there. Of course it's going to be 100 years apart, duh. Alright guys, so number 3. The names of Lincoln and Kennedy each contain 7 letters. Wow. Holy shit, that's scary. That is also a normal coincidence. Yeah, so, alright. Number 4. Both were particularly concerned with civil rights. This is also not really more of a coincidence, but that's just actually really cool. I'd hope that all of our presidents would be concerned with civil rights. I don't think that's really much of a coincidence. If they're a good president, they should be. Both wives lost their children while living in the White House. Now, once again, another cool coincidence, but, you know, to spoil that right now, lots of presidents lost children when they were in the White House. So I mean, it's not really not that uncommon, especially back in the day, to lose your children. So it's shit. There's nothing really more for me to say about that. It's just some people lose their wives, or people lose their children. So what? Okay. Both presidents were shot on a Friday. Another coincidence. There's not really much to talk about that. Both were shot in the head. Once again, that's another coincidence. Pretty cool one, actually. However, the thing with that is that, they were shot in different years. See, Abraham Lincoln was killed, he actually died on April 15th, which is the next day after he was shot, of 1865. And, President Kennedy was shot on November 22nd, 1963. When President Lincoln was shot, he was shot in the back of the head right here, and the bullet stopped right before in the inside of his eye. Now, when President Kennedy was shot, there was a sniper bullet from an Italian Carcano rifle that Lee Harvey Oswald used, and it shot from this way, and it hit him like this. So, when the bullet hit him, it opened a little part of his skull right here, and it was just a flap that was hanging there. And the bullet traveled all the way through halfway into his head. So, even though they were shot in the head, it was totally different ways, but still the coincidences are there. Alright, Lincoln's secretary, Kennedy, warned him not to go to the theater, because, he was in Ford's Theater when he was shot. Kennedy's secretary, named Lincoln, warned him not to go to Dallas, Texas, where he was shot in the limousine thingy, whatever, motorcade. So, that's one of the most interesting similarities to me. But here's the facts, guys. Lincoln's secretary was named Kennedy. His name was John Kennedy, which, that is actually a really weird coincidence, because Kennedy's name, John F. Kennedy, his first name was John, so his name was also John Kennedy. So there's a similarity there that no one really talked about, but, anyways. So Lincoln's secretary was named John Kennedy. And Kennedy's secretary was not named Lincoln. Kennedy's secretary was named Hayes, but his name was John Hayes. So they were close. They both have the name John, and Lincoln's secretary was basically the same name as Kennedy himself, but it's still not the same. And also, they both weren't the presidents, but, presidents have to do what they have to do, and so they died. Here's the next one. Both were assassinated by Southerners. Now, this is true. They were both, which is ironic, because, it's just ironic. Both were succeeded by Southerners, yes. Both of the, vice presidents at the time were Southerners. And also, both successors were named Johnson. This is also true. But, that's not really anything special, because Johnson was, at the time, both in 1860s and 1960s, was basically, it was the second most popular name in the U.S., so it's not really that much of a coincidence. Andrew Johnson, who succeeded Lincoln, was born in 1808. Lyndon Johnson, who succeeded Kennedy, was born in 1908. Another weird coincidence. Yeah. I can attribute that. That's pretty cool. Here's one. John Wilkes Booth was born in 1839. Lee Harvey Oswald was born in 1939. Here's something to spoil that. John Wilkes Booth was actually born in late of 1838, so that is not true. Both assassins were known by their three names. Obviously, that is true. Obviously, John Wilkes Booth was known as his three names because he was a famous actor at the time. He put on some really good plays. And Lee Harvey Oswald was actually an ex-Marine, and apparently I think he was a communist. I'm not sure, I have to brush up on my history, but that's what I knew of. I think he went to Russia or some crap like that. It was something with the Russians. So yeah, just telling you right there. Both assassins were known by their three names. Yeah, that's the one I just read, right? Yeah, okay. Both names were comprised of 15 letters. Wow, holy shit. That actually is, pretty cool to think about. But anyways, Booth ran from a theater and was caught in a warehouse. Oswald ran from a warehouse and was caught in a theater. Now, this is true, but not true. Where Booth ran, he ran from a theater. he actually jumped off of the theater of the president's box after he shot President Lincoln, and then that's when he broke his ankle. He then proceeded to run out to the back where his horse was, and he got away. And they were on a manhunt for about 9 or 10 days, and he was not in a warehouse. In fact, it was a barn that was storing tobacco, and he was, shot. And Oswald did not exactly run from a warehouse to a theater. What happened was he was in the Texas School Book Depository, which it was in fact a warehouse, yes, but it was mostly for textbooks and stuff at the time. And even though he was caught in the theater, that's not exactly where he ran before. There were witnesses that reported right after the president was shot, they saw a man with Lee Harvey Oswald's figures actually be confronted by a policeman where he was shot with a similar revolver that Lee Harvey was said to carry, and then he was later found in a theater and was arrested. Of course, I know this because I'm a history buff, and assassinations and tragedies are just my specialty. I don't know why, but yes. And finally, the last one, which is really cool. Booth and Oswald were both assassinated before their trials. Booth was not exactly assassinated, I mean, like, as far as by an assassin. He was killed by the authorities as he did not want to give up, and they did not want to be shot, because he did have a rifle with him and his friend when they were in the barn. The friend gave up, but Booth said that they had to take him, and so they shot him in the back. He was paralyzed, and later, I think either that day or the next day, he died. Oswald was assassinated when they were taking him, they were gonna put him into a car to be taken to I think a prison or something like that. There's actually this guy named what the hell was his name? His first name was Jack, I know that. But anyways, this guy shot him. And it's a whole another conspiracy, basically, believes that the mafia and all that crap. But yeah, his name was Jack Ruby, there he was. And he was actually a detective, I believe, or he was a owner of a bar, a strip club, something like that. And so yeah, so that's basically what that thing is. So how much time? Okay, so that's been 12 minutes of video. So guys, there's basically the facts and, everything circulating around this myth and how it's supposed to be all creepy and weird. But there's there's not a lot of similarities. I mean, there is a lot of similarities, but not all of them they're either not true or they're stretched too far to be similarities. And there's not a lot of videos where I actually debunk stuff. I like to kind of carry the creepiness on, but this is just one of the things that I had to tell you guys about. So obviously, I mean, with the president thing, that's obvious how it would be 100 years apart. The 7 letters thing, that's just, what the hell. Hopefully they would be both concerned in civil rights. Lots of children back in the day did die, so it's not really weird that they lost a child. Both presidents were shot on the Friday. That's pretty cool. Both presidents were shot in the head. I mean, if I was going to kill a president, yes, I would shoot him in the head. The thing with Kennedy's secretary wasn't named Lincoln. That's a bunch of bullcrap. So what if they were both successors and named Johnson? That was a really popular name. John Wilkes Booth was not born in 1839. He was born in 1838, so that's a bunch of bullcrap. And the other crap, it's just weird. So Booth did not run from a warehouse. But anyways, so yeah, there's all the weird things for the list and whatever. I think that's basically all I have to say for this video. So you guys, how long? Okay. So you guys tell me what you guys think of this video. Thanks for watching this video. I just had to redo it and do some other stuff with it. Hopefully you like and subscribe to become a TLP boss today. Also, tell me what you guys think with the new banner, the channel avatar, the slightly changed name, and the slightly changed intro that we did, as that is one of our best made videos. So yeah, tell me what you think of that, and I guess I'll see you guys later. Stay sexy, and remember, click that subscribe button if you like us, and remember to join our group if you want. Bye!